Hi, I'm Matthew Greger.
And I'm Nancy Greger.
We have this podcast called We Should Probably Edit This.
But we won't. Our podcast is about us, our relationship, our 37 years of being married, raising 3 children.
And hopefully we can share something that would be
inspiring, honest, truthful, as our tagline says.
Unfiltered, unscripted, and unapologetically us.
There you go.
We should probably edit this.
But we won't. Hello.
Hi.
So I think you're wondering why Matthew has this board between the two of us. Because he thinks that's...
Well, sometimes you just need your own space, you know.
And that little board is going to help you.
Well, you know, that's what this episode's about. Having your own time and your own space. Even though I love you so very much. Once in a while, God help me, I got to have my own time.
You got to have your own time. These are very important things. Even when your mom and all your kids are home, you need some time to yourself.
I think that's when you need more time to yourself.
Probably.
and as a father, if you're the one working and coming home, although you may be exhausted, this other person's probably 10 times more exhausted than you are if she's been taking care of the house and the kids all day. So it's important to figure out how you're going to give your spouse their own time.
I think it's important. I think for us in the early stages, when we were first married and we had the kids, I worked. There was a time period where I didn't work. I was a stay-at-home mom. I had the luxury, because Mr. Greger here was able to support us, to stay at home. But when the kids got a little older, I think actually when the youngest was a baby, I went back to work at a bank. And
you were driving a school bus first with both of them.
No. First time I went back was when I was working for the bank, and I was working evenings. And the baby was a baby. But I also drove a school bus, in which I had to take the middle one and the younger one on the school bus.
Well, that really wasn't your own time.
That was my own time.
Let's talk about our own time.
But when I was working, we hired a mother's helper. I don't even know if that's a thing
when you were
nowadays.
working.
When I went back to work at the bank, we hired our babysitter, who was a teenager.
Okay.
Do you remember?
That's a babysitter, not a mother's helper, just to let you know that.
Yeah, I think it's about the same. And we hired her because there was a transitional period before I would have to leave and you would come home. And so
yes, there was that time between after school with the other kids. And
she came in like around 5, and you would be home around 7.
Well, yeah, there was that gap because that's when I was commuting, and and I couldn't get home earlier.
You couldn't get home any earlier. So I did that, and that was great because I was able to leave the house, go to work. I worked nights, but it wasn't that bad. I mean, I was usually home by 10 o'clock. So it wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't.
Well, would you consider that having your own time and your own space?
Yes, I did, because I was doing
you were with
thing,
adults now.
But I was an adult. Actually, I wasn't. There was nobody when I worked the night shift, and nobody was there. I was there with the cleaning crew. Nobody was there during that time. So I got to be in the office all by myself, and that was great. And I would work, put in my maybe 4 hours I would do. And then I'd come home. Sometimes people were asleep. Sometimes they were still up. But that's when you took over. So I think that was important. I didn't make a lot of money, but it wasn't about the money. It was more or less about I needed time away from
and
children.
Part of it was about the money, though.
Little part, because it wasn't making that much, but
it was grocery food.
It was grocery money. It might have been vacation money type of deal, but it contributed. Don't get me wrong, but in the same token, I don't think it was. It was just something I did for myself. I don't think I did it for any other.
Well, that was during kid days.
Yes.
With it.
Yes. Yes.
But how about now? What's important? Well, let me go first since you've been talking. So for me, what's important is having my own time. I have two main things that I enjoy doing on my own. Although I wouldn't mind you participating with me, but you don't want to. So the first one is going fishing. That's one. And when I had a boat, that was my alone time, to get out there on the water. There's a sense of peace and tranquility.
I love that fishing time.
Yeah, you loved it for other reasons. Because you could watch your shows that you wanted to without me, your biographies and different things. So, but for me, it's getting out on the ocean in that sense of calmness for it. You can be crazy hustle and bustle. I-95's backed up, people honking. In a few minutes, I'm out in the middle of the sound, and I can see the city, but it's quiet. And I'd be out there fishing. Yes, that would be my main objective, to try to hook a fish. So that was one of them. The second is being able to play tennis, going out there. That renews me, gets out there. I get a good workout in without thinking that I'm working out. But when I'm done and I look at my watch, it's like, yeah, I could have done a cardio class for an hour and gotten the same workout, but it goes by so fast. So that's what I enjoy doing right now at this time.
Those are good things.
How about you?
I mean, for me, probably at least once a month, I go and I get a facial done. That's always relaxing for me because I'm just laying there letting somebody else fix my face. That's very relaxing thing for me, and I do that. I mean, I get my nails done, every couple of weeks. Um, I do maintenance stuff to take care of myself. Like I said, I do my nails.
Hmm.
I do my nails.
Get your hair cut.
Haircut is every 6 weeks. I get my hair done, cut and color. Some of us, we have
Some have it, some don't.
Some of us don't, and
That's
that's
okay.
okay. But yeah, I mean, I like to do those types of those things for myself because that wasn't something I could do when the kids were all around. At least I don't think. No, I don't think I have
Well, you always had your hair done,
hair done. Is a different stuff.
right? But now getting your eyelashes
I
done.
get my eyelashes. I pay attention to myself a little bit more than I did when the kids were
And I'm not participating in those things with you. So,
around.
so just let you
No,
know.
you did have a facial once.
Yes, but
I
it,
did get
it
you a
wasn't
facial.
together.
No, no. But you got to do your own. You had your own facial.
Yeah,
I got you your
I had
own
my own
facial.
time.
Yeah, you went there and had them
Yeah, I'm not sure.
scrubbed and
I'm not so
cleaned.
sure I want to do it again, but it was okay for a first time.
It's not like you're getting a pedicure.
No, well, manicure will be okay. The pedicure, no. I don't want anybody touching my toes. I can tell you that for sure.
But I think it's always that important thing. I plan my time as early in the morning as I can so that if we wanted to do something later on together, we could.
Yes.
Fishing for you, that was a totally different story. Either you got up at the crack of dawn, which by the way, you would have been on your own no matter what,
Oh yeah, I
or
want to see the sun come up, and it's also the calmest time
you
to
would
be out there.
you'd go
But
late.
I would try to be home by noon when I would go out early in the morning.
Yeah, and if you went out late, like around 1 or 2 o'clock in the
Yeah,
afternoon,
it was until it dark.
in which case
In the
maybe
summertime, it may be
dinner would
not-
have been
it-
left for you because
Yes.
I would have had dinner
Yes.
already. Yeah,
I understand that.
I wasn't going to wait.
But now there's no boat.
You
And-
never know.
Yeah, no, it will be another one in my
You
future.
will have another boat.
But not right now. But so how about now? What other things, even when we're in the house together and stuff, when do you need your time alone? Or when do you need to do things by yourself without the influence or interference of me?
I can do that anytime I want. I mean,
No,
first of
no.
all, we're in two separate rooms when we're working.
Yeah, well, when we're working, yes, we have our own space.
And even if we weren't working, I could be upstairs in my office. You could be here in your office.
Yeah, but I'm talking about there's a specific task that you don't want me to be involved with at all. Um, and that's cooking.
Oh,
You don't want me in your way or doing that thing unless I'm doing the barbecue and I have a specific task for it. You prefer to do something on your own.
I'm more efficient at cooking. Not
Okay.
necessarily would say to you, yeah, cooking is, the life's ambition. It's not. It's is cooking some things I do on my own. Most of the time, yes. Um, whether it's cooking for us or whether it's getting ready for people to come over, I'll cook. And then when I'm in that zone, I'm just in my zone. Like it's really not in your best interest to interfere. And that's
I mean,
true about anybody else that's in the
you'll
house.
give me some tasks
I
once in a
might give you a
while.
couple of tasks every once in a while, but overall, it's probably the one thing I could do on my own.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that that's alone time. I would just say that I'm more efficient and
I get in your way.
yeah,
I'll put
I
it that
chop
way.
faster.
Okay.
You're very meticulous. I'm like, let's
Okay.
go.
So I want to be precise, but then when it doesn't really matter, that's the problem.
It doesn't. It doesn't always
sometimes
matter.
sometimes I just can't do things quickly.
There's moments. There's
Yes.
moments, but overall, I don't know. I mean, it's just second nature to me as what I've been doing all along. You've
Yeah.
been gone when the kids were little. You're not at home, so why would you be home cooking dinner? You wouldn't. You weren't. So
Right.
I did it on my own. That's just how it is. And so I carried on the tradition, if you will, even after the children are no longer here. It's the same. It's the same idea.
Okay. Well, do you ever feel, or have you ever felt, or do you feel any guilt now for wanting to do something for yourself?
No,
Okay.
not a little teeny tiny bit.
Okay. All right. Be that way. I mean, so what do you think about that though? Should you feel guilty because you're wanting to do something for yourself?
No.
Okay. I think some people do.
I think if you do, there might be some underlying issue there that you feel guilty about it. I mean, but I don't know why you would. I mean, listen, when I go get my facelift and I'm going to spend $45,000 to do it, yeah, I'm going to tell you that's what's going
So
to
what
happen.
you have to announce that to everybody? I mean, I thought that was still something you were thinking about doing.
No, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of how quickly I can summon that little secret stash um, in order to do it. But no, I will do it. Kris Jenner looks fabulous at 70. She had and she's had two. That was her second one. So I think I can owe myself one.
I don't want to see anything moved or moved around or anything like that. It's just I like you the way you are. I'm going on record for that. But
That's
I know.
wonderful. But this isn't about
Okay.
you. This is about what I feel
Okay.
and what I would want done.
Well,
And I think that's important.
we can save that one for another topic. What to do to yourself during your alone
No,
time.
you're asking,
Okay.
do I feel guilty? No, I don't
All right.
feel guilty. I think I've put in the reps and I've put in the work that I needed to do and the sacrifices that I needed to have made. I made them. When my kids were around and my kids were little, if there was a difference between getting them something and doing something for myself, that was a balance. Would I have felt guilty if I didn't provide something for them because I wanted to go, say, get my nails done? Probably. But no, I don't. I work, I make money, I contribute, I do what I need to do. So, no, at this stage in my life, I have been given the abilities to pamper myself. So
Okay.
I do.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Mm.
I mean, my pampering isn't as involved on myself. It's just things that I want to do. So
Want to do, but
and I like to go outside and work in the yard, garden, from time to time, and I also like art and creating things. Like I enjoyed going to the Silver Mine, art center, and working with metal or working with wood, doing something with my hands where I can actually create something. To me, I'm in that zone. I think what's important is to disconnect from your normal routines at times because you can get so wound up in what you do on a day-to-day basis, whether it's working, taking care of the house, coming home, dealing with family, all that kind of stuff, that you sometimes need that time, especially to let your creativity come back.
Hmm.
And for me, it was creating something with my hands, working with metal, working with wood, um,
Doing those things.
yeah,
It's just
creating.
too bad that Silvermine doesn't do things, or doesn't have events or offer classes for people who have full-time jobs. Because
I mean,
most
yeah,
most of their stuff was like
well,
during the
they
day
do
on a
have
Monday.
stuff on the evening and the weekends,
Yeah,
but
not very much.
not all of them. Yes,
Yeah.
it seems to be more geared towards the retirement community, which I'm not there yet, not for a while.
Yeah.
So
So, but if there was an opportunity to present itself, I think you do take advantage as best as you can when
yeah,
those
and I think it's really
opportunities
important though that
arise.
when you do those things, whether it's fishing or golfing or playing tennis, from a man's point of view, that you go and you also enjoy it. That we all need that time to do that. I mean, there's a situation when you're ignoring other responsibilities to do those things all the time, but then there's that time that you need to take for yourself. There's that balance that I think needs to still happen.
Right.
You can't be the dad that's never around, that is always playing golf or fishing, and not taking the kids out or he's hanging out with his buddies when he should be also doing other things. But then you still need to be able to do those things to get out of the monotony of day-to-day work.
Right.
you
Yeah,
know
it's finding that balance and those boundaries that you have to set up in place that allows you to not feel guilty about taking advantage of doing things that you want to do. And then the same token, balancing and putting up the work that you need to do with your family. And I think we did. I don't think we were that kind of we were that type of person back
no, but if
then.
we're talking to somebody else that's not, or they feel they're burned out or they're burning out,
Mm,
especially being a mom and not taking the break, you've got to just make sure that you do take time for yourself,
hmm.
and hopefully your spouse will allow you to do that without making you feel guilty because of them,
Yeah.
and I think that's something that you have to be very careful of when it comes to like the husband towards the wife, or even the wife towards the husband. You've got to let them.
There has to
Let,
be an equal
yeah,
balance, and
yeah,
there has to be, like I said, there has to be a set boundary that's put in place, because it's important. And if anybody makes you feel guilty, that's a different conversation that you need to have.
right,
If anybody makes that a point of saying, "Well, gee, you do this, this, and this," and makes you feel a certain way, then I think that's a conversation. That's a different kind of conversation I think you have to have.
right.
I think there's a balance because I don't necessarily feel that I would need you to make me feel guilty about doing something. Um, because in my mind, I already, if I was going to do it, I knew what some consequences could be from it. And so I had to make that decision as to, well, do you move forward with it or you don't move forward with it?
I mean, I think once in a while, even a trip on your own is okay. You know, or maybe you're taking your kids somewhere on a, by yourself. But I mean, there's been different times that I've gone to events.
Mm-hmm.
You have too, and you have that time or that separation together. And I
Yeah.
think the best part with that is actually coming back.
Yeah.
Coming back home and coming back to you.
Because then you
You know,
feel you've been rejuvenated
right,
somehow.
right.
And I always used to say that to you when you took your trips to China and you would come back from, being away for 2, maybe 3 weeks. And I would say, "Are you rested up?"
Yeah, because you're ready to pass all the other responsibilities
Did you
back to me.
have fun
Yeah,
going out to dinner? And they would say, "Well, it was working." I was like, "Oh, yes, I know the struggle of having to get up by yourself, take care of yourself, go out to dinner 3 times, throughout the day."
okay.
That was very stressful,
But
wasn't it?
some of the stuff was very stressful, and And sometimes when you're traveling, you do get exhausted and you just want to come home.
I'm getting exhausted.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, that was a long time ago. But sometimes events that you go to aren't relaxing. If especially if it's a work related event or something, you may be in seminars all day and you're beat, you know. So
Sorry, that just doesn't flow, but okay.
okay.
That's fine. That's okay. But yeah, I think having separate times and doing things helps you connect when you do things together. Sometimes if you go apart and you do your own thing and then you have that,
Come back together.
yeah,
Yeah.
doing things together. Like you may like to go and do the silver mine and the crafting and that type of deal, but we've done things together too. We've done the pottery classes
Yeah.
together. We've done those things, which ended up being a
Wasn't
lot
quite
of
like
fun.
Ghost, but it
Wasn't
was
like Ghost,
no.
no. And then what did we did
We
the
did the painting.
well, that was a disaster. But the one where we did the glass
That was glass blowing, yes.
glass
Yeah,
blowing.
that was not at Silver Mine, but yes.
No, we did that. That was interesting.
Yeah.
That was hot, like really, really, really hot. But that was fun. We did those things
Yeah,
together.
but I wouldn't go in shorts and a t-shirt though either because it's like too hot. I might get sunburned.
So it's good that you could do things apart and then share a few things that you could do together. I will say to you that he is an extremely artistic and very good at painting and drawing and sculpting. That's not me. However, it's always good to it's good to do things together, and you could see what his pot would look like, and you
The pottery wasn't as bad as the painting.
the painting was bad. That was
That's
bad.
okay. That's
It was
okay.
bad.
You tried. You
I
tried.
I got to the point where even the instructor was trying to do her very best to kind of get me in, and I just looked at her and I said, "Listen, this is my interpretation."
And that's what art.
We just gotta go
That's
with
what
it.
art is.
Art is subjective.
It's an interpretation
It's
of
an
how you're seeing
interpretation.
things.
That's how I'm
Some
seeing it.
or it's you may see something, but to actually convert that thought into that
Your head
that
to your
picture,
fingers.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's,
no,
it's
doesn't
a different
doesn't
story.
always work.
Doesn't always
It can be.
work.
It can definitely be a struggle. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
And I think it was important for, especially when you're raising children, that they see that you took time out for you. You did things without the whole family, around. Um, though sometimes they would appreciate it when you would come back and like, oh, okay, mom's back. Dad, you're off duty. Mom is back. And
Or they may be the other way around. Oh, mom's back. Now we gotta like straighten up. We can't horse around anymore.
We have to clean up.
Yeah.
We can't get away with the messes. Got to clean up. Let's get
Yeah.
going. So yeah, I think that's healthy to see. I don't remember. Do you remember your parents taking time out to do things themselves? I don't.
Not really, no.
I don't remember that. I don't.
I mean, there were different things that they would do when it was more related to jobs than it was to doing something on their own. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think my mom or my dad did anything for themselves.
No, I mean my dad would play tennis sometimes, but I don't remember that often. I mean, he'd go fishing, but usually it would be with us when he would do that. Most of the time he was gardening or working, and that was usually gardening too because that's what he did.
Yeah, but it was gardening. He was outside by himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your father still does that to this day.
Yeah,
He could get lost for hours
out there
out
Yeah.
there
with the plants.
with the plants and doing things so that he could be out there for hours. I
Yeah.
don't recall even when your mom.
I mean, my mom will do
married.
my mom will do some stuff outside, but no, my dad might.
Your mom's not an outside person.
I mean, she did a little bit more now, I think, with the yard a little bit and helping out. But no, my dad was the one who was out there
All the time.
until he couldn't see anymore, and
Yep.
then he would still go another hour.
He'd go get a light.
Yeah,
Maybe wear the one on
depending
top of
upon
his
what
head.
he was doing. Yeah,
He would be out there. Yeah. But I don't recall my parents. Well, really doing. I mean, if they did anything, it wasn't necessarily by themselves. It might have been with other family members. Like my mom might have gone with her sister to go do something, or her mother or father to go do something. I don't think my mom took any specific time for herself other than getting her hair done.
Okay.
And that just might be a girl thing, right? But yeah,
It's definitely not my thing anymore.
no. But getting your hair done, and I think your mom would
No, she
attest to
has.
that.
She
I
has in
think
the
she
past.
would that would have been her
Not as much now, but she did
back
earlier.
then.
Earlier.
Yeah, earlier on, she would have
So
gotten her hair done.
what's something you want to do without me now, besides your
My
facial
face.
stuff and things? Is there anything that you want to do that doesn't involve me?
No, I
Okay.
can't think of anything that I would do without you. I mean, I don't know. Maybe as we get older, if we have guy friends and
Or if we
girlfriends,
have different friends with different interests, the other one may not be interested in. Like if
I
I have friends that I'm going to go fishing with, you're probably not going to come with me.
I wouldn't come with you, even if. Well,
Well,
that is not
you
an
never know.
example.
It might be a big boat, and it might be another person you're really interested in, and you guys could be up there having
If
sun.
their
You could be
wives
sunning.
came, if you're
Yeah.
saying if their
If the
wives came
wives came
along,
with the guys
yeah,
fishing, then it might be a different story.
it might be a different story. It still
Okay.
has to be a big enough boat,
Okay.
but it might be a little bit different. But um, I think if we both had guy friends and girlfriends, that type of deal, and you would go out with the guys, and then I could go out the girls maybe, but we never did that in the
No,
past.
and I think most of the time we're going to find someone that we're going to do it as a couple
Yeah,
together with
I
different
don't
things,
think we're gonna,
whether it's a
but
cooking class or
but I would say even if we had a couple, if we got to know the other couple really well, would we? I think you're the question you're asking me was, is there something I would do without you? And the only thing I could think of that I would do without you is I would entertain doing like a girls' trip.
okay.
Like some of the ladies that we've met in Ultra and all of us getting together and going somewhere and just having a couple of days where it's just the girls
Hmm.
and that would be it, no guys. I think that would be good. When we went to Scottsdale, was it last year or the year before? Might have been
Right.
the year before.
When you
Remember?
went to the Powerhouse Women event,
Correct. And so the other
notice
Nancy
women
and I,
event, the guys didn't weren't
no,
included.
and you stayed back.
Yeah.
And Nancy and I, with Tanya, we went to the woman's. It was an all day thing,
Right.
and we were there all day. And you guys hung out by the pool.
We hung out by the pool in 120-degree weather. So I don't know if you call it hanging out or boiling out. I don't know what it was.
But that was
but
that was an
we
opportunity,
had shade. We had
right?
shade.
But that was an opportunity where we did things separately.
Right.
Um, I think that would be something that I'd be intrigued about doing now, like
Okay.
getting
I mean,
the.
if we ever end up in a different community or something as we get older, and
You
or like
never
a
know.
55 and older community or something like that, I mean, I would be interested in like getting to know other people, and I may play some different games, or whether it's chess. Otre like playing chess too. So I don't think you would be participating with that with me, but those kind of things in that community setting.
Yeah. I mean, I think to some extent, like you have that now when you go with Donnie for breakfast some mornings, and you guys just kind of sit together
Yeah.
and talk about what he's doing, what you're doing, and kind of like
Yeah, there's been definitely times that I went and worked out with him
right
and had that time together
together.
away
I
from you.
wasn't.
Yeah.
I didn't participate in any of
No.
that. So
No.
that to me is just like you formulating your own time.
Some friends that maybe aren't couple related.
Couple related. There you
Right.
go. Right. Couple related.
Right.
I
I mean, even when we go with Megan and Vinny,
hang
we'll
out with
split
Megan and you hang out with Vinny.
Yeah.
So
Once in a while we'll swap, but not very often.
not very often. When
No.
we sit down for dinner or lunch, whichever then we'll all kind of
Yeah.
discuss. But most of the time,
When we're
you
hiking,
two
yeah.
guys are on ahead, and Megan and I are all the way in the back, just yapping away.
Yeah.
And catching up and figuring out, talking about all kinds of things. But yeah, I think those are the things. My only up, if I see it down the future, would be an actual trip.
Mhm.
That would be the only
I
other.
still may go with you.
Yeah.
No, I don't have to go to the same event, but I still may go with you. It depends where you're going. So that's the thing. It depends where you're going,
Uh-huh.
and then I would consider tagging along. Um, yeah, okay. We'll see about that one. So, on that note, we should probably edit this.
But we won't.
So until next time, make sure you like us and
Follow us, share us.
yeah, and let us know what else you would like us to
Yes.
discuss.
Yes. Don't
Okay.
be afraid. Ask. Yay.
Bye.
Bye.